Today is Monday, December 12th, 2022. It's 6:03 p.m. This is the Community Development Corporation special meeting for today. We're going to start the meeting by calling it to order, and we move to item number 2, invocation and pledge.
Let's pray. Father, thank you for today, and thank you for another day to live and to serve you. And we thank you for the service of our board, and for them to always look out for the interest of Los Fresnos. And we just thank you for them and their service. Be with us, be with Los Fresnos, and continue to bless us as you have. And we thank you for that. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Moving on to item number 3, Ms. Jackie, anybody sign up for Citizens Forum? No? Okay, that being the case, we'll move to our only action item under 4.1, consideration and action to approve funding a promotional campaign for the police department to promote economic development and goodwill in the city of Los Fresnos. Since I started it, you want me to start? Okay. Last time we were here, I mentioned briefly at the end of our meeting that I had an idea that possibly along the lines of the turkey giveaways that the police department has done before, we could give what I've called, for lack of a better name, is a good driver award. And this would be something where my vision of this is that somebody would get pulled over, for example, by Commander Banda here, for making a stop or going 30 in a 30, for obeying the law, using the turn signal, things like that. And they would be given what I'm calling is a good driver award. And it's, again, it runs along the same line as a turkey giveaway. Of course, for the turkey giveaways, I don't know if you were looking for good drivers or not, but that's what we're looking for. And that's a promotion to promote the police department. Our city has a bad rap as a speed trap, and I don't like that, because I don't see our police department as a speed trap police department. I see our police department as a department that enforces the law and keeps us safe. As it is, we have accidents, major accidents, and injured people. So anyway, I want to improve the image of the police department, and hopefully by this giveaway, we can promote and return some of these tax dollars back to the business community. Now, my vision of it is an officer would stop someone who's, let's say, going 30 and obeying the law, 30 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. He pulls him over and he says, "Sir, the reason I pulled you over is because you're obeying the law, and we're going to give you a good driver award." And that person would be given either a voucher or a card or something along those lines, where hopefully they'll spend it in our city. They're not obligated to, and that's what I'm thinking about. My thoughts were, I'd like to recommend $5,000 total, and we could maybe give 50 $100 awards, or the opposite of that would be a $150 award. It's just before Christmas. It would come in handy. It would help our business. It would promote. I think one of our members here has indicated he can help us along the lines of some positive promotion, media promotion. So anyway, that's what this item is, and it's an action item. So I bring it out like this, and it's open to questions, comments, discussion. Chief Gonzalez and Commander Banda are here in case you all have any questions on how it's to be implemented, or safeguards, or anything like that. So that's my introduction.
I think we would be good with the 50 $100 ones. It'd be 50 stops, and they would get name and address so that they could report to you. Photos if we can. You know, some people might not want that, but some people would love it, and so we'll just play that by ear. And so we would also have with the gift card, we would have a little letter in there on behalf of the Community Development Corporation, City of Los Fresnos Police Department, thanking them for driving safe, happy holidays, and then ask them to, you know, if possible, spend this in the community and support our local businesses, so that it would tie it to economic development and sales tax dollars coming back to the board here.
That would be great if we could somehow or other target local people and ask them to spend it here, but it's a random type thing. Right. When you see someone obeying the law, you don't know if they're from here or McAllen or wherever, but nonetheless, we're going to award the good driver, and that's the purpose of this effort. And if it's to me, I would like to see $50, $100 certificates or $150 certificates. I open that up for discussion. It's a little more work for the police department, but it's more joy for our community.
Okay. Just a suggestion on what we would do with the Thanksgiving. We would actually do a voucher where we would give them a voucher. We would stop them, and to target our residents, we would actually go into the residential areas where they're doing the stop signs, where they're obeying their seatbelt laws, and we would target or try to keep targeting our citizens. We would give them a voucher for the Thanksgiving one that said, you know, you could come on a certain date, come and pick up a Thanksgiving meal. Or they could pay it forward. If they know a family that needs it more than they do, that voucher, they could give it to somebody else, and they would come in and bring it forward. If we're gonna do the $50 or $100 gift cards, I'm suggesting that we could do the same thing. We're giving them a voucher, and let's say on the 20th or the 19th, right before Christmas, they could come in that day, and those days we would be taking pictures with either the CDC or the police department or whoever's gonna be, you know, in charge of this. Just an idea that we did before.
I think you have more experience than we do in something like this, but I like the photo op.
The operation. How can we implement to have some media exposure, whether it be, because I know most of the PD is one person per car, to at least have maybe on a day somebody that can follow you. For example, I was thinking of Emilio from Los Fresnos News, so that we can get maybe 1 or 2 photo ops and ask the person, see if we can get a photo, what do you call those, the release, photo release, so that we can be able to use it. Maybe 1 or 2 of those at least, and then the other ones, we can do them here. But do you think we can do that?
With the media, it's just making a phone call and they'll be here, especially for this type of exposure. We have some reporters that we have their personal contact information, and I'm more than sure that they will be able to come.
See, because the objective that he has is we need to promote the PD as we're doing something good. And we want to promote that. We just don't want it to die and spend $5,000 and didn't do anything. And people need to see that the PD in Los Fresnos, you know, is doing something to give back to the community. And that, I think that would be the best opportunity for you guys to look good in front of everybody else. And we're doing good with the businesses here. So it's a good partnership for us. So if we can do something like that with the media, even if it's just a couple of pictures, that would be perfect for us.
So we can have unmarked units, myself, commander, or the assistant chief. They can have somebody ride with them from CDC, media, and they'll follow the patrol unit, and, you know, once they make the stop, we can make contact and hopefully take a picture if they agree to it. And, I mean, it's very good exposure for the city, the police department.
Now, I have another question. So if we're doing 50 cards, right? 50 or,
Either 50 or 100. If it's 50, it would be 50 $100 cards. If it's 100, it's $150 cards. So total of 5,000.
okay, so if we're doing that, how would we split it? Is it gonna be in just one day, or would you do it in over a period of, let's say, several days? Because I know 50 stops is gonna take a lot of your time.
No, it would
Yeah,
be the
well-
same as we would do the Thanksgiving operation. We would start in November, put it forward, and we would push it through like maybe 5 days before Christmas or Thanksgiving. And then they could come and pick up a certain day. We'll have them pick up the vouchers or the certificates.
100 seems like a lot, but we really have, you got to remember, these officers work 24/7. Now, we're not, I don't think we'll be giving any out at 3 in the morning, but there's a lot of traffic, you know, during 2 shifts for at least. So 100 seems like a lot, but if, you know, if you split it up in 5 days, that's like 20 a day. That's not a whole lot.
Correct.
It's doable, very doable.
Definitely.
Now, you're talking about vouchers, right? Are we talking vouchers, or we're gonna talk gift cards, a gift card?
Gift cards, because vouchers, we actually thought about vouchers that the business would, you know, you would get a voucher to a business, and then but then you've got all of these accounting baggage that goes with it, and this, you know, with a letter from us saying, thank you very much for obeying the law, we're grateful, we appreciate you, here's a little something, please try and spend it here, but if you don't, that's okay. The person that's being rewarded is somebody from here. And if it does happen that they spend it here, well, that's even better.
Oh, I'm gonna agree with Commander Banda. I think that's a great idea, and as far as the neighborhoods, concentrate on neighborhood, because that's where our main concentration is, the citizens of Los Fresnos. And on 100, I know we got a lot of traffic, we got people from different cities coming through. But I like the idea about the neighborhoods. I think that would be a positive thing for the police department and for the city of Los Fresnos.
Yeah, that's a good idea, but I don't know about exclusively that, but you know, there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of traffic everywhere nowadays. You know, it's not a sleepy little town anymore.
Yeah. We can do.
Do I hear a
neighborhoods,
motion?
We can do highway. We're good.
I guess I'll go ahead and make the motion. Okay, you got something?
All right. I like the idea of promoting the police department and all those things. I think that's great. You know, yeah, our cops usually get a bad rap in the city of Los Fresnos because they're doing their jobs. And I personally like that because I know we're going to be limiting some of the riffraff that comes through here. Yeah, I've gotten my tickets as well too. But I like the fact that when people come through our community, they respect our community because these guys are making sure that they do. And I actually kind of like that. I actually take a little pride in that. And that's one of the reasons I moved here to Los Fresnos, amongst the other things. But what I don't like is personally pulling over somebody to give them a coupon or a benefit of some sort. The way I see it, you know I learned a lot more in the last couple of minutes listening to you guys speak. But you're pulling over somebody and you're using a valuable resource, which is time. I think I'd rather have you guys use your resources a little bit more effectively than that and be pulling people over to give them a coupon or benefit of some sort. And I get concerned about the morale of the troops per se. You know, now you're telling your cops to pull over people to give them tickets, vouchers and stuff like that. And, you know, how they might take it, I don't know. You know, I'm sure you guys are busy enough as it is, taking care of other types of business where, you know, I don't think you need additional duties for that purpose. And one of the other things that I'm concerned about is what you're going to discover when you pull somebody over, whether it's in a community, in the residential areas, or in Highway 100, especially pulling them over for not even breaking the law. I don't like that. To me, it's a violation of search and seizure rights, and it's privacy that is going on there. So I don't like it. What else? You know, I think I pretty much covered about everything. Yeah, the CDC funds, yeah, we have a budget that we do every year, and we have a little extra to use here and there. You know, $5,000 is not an unreasonable amount for us to help promote our city and try to offer some goodwill from our police officers. You know, as a suggestion, maybe instead of giving vouchers, I think the community would probably appreciate a warning on a speeding ticket more than they would a $20 or $50 gift certificate than they would, you know, a turkey for Christmas or something like that, or whatever that voucher might be. So that's the way I feel on it. I mean, I know there's probably not that many police officers in the community, it's a small community, and to be burdening them with additional of this type of work, to me, it just seems where I'd rather use them more effectively or productively somewhere else instead of giving out vouchers. And that's how I feel on it.
Yeah, I got some comments also that I want to make. Last Monday when we had our meeting, right after we left our meeting, I went to the Stripes to go pick up my goodies so I can go home and take a break. The lady that was at the cashier, out of the blue, she just started saying, "Man, these cops around here," and just as she started saying that, there was a policeman with all his lights and blaring all the noise. She says, "They're really bad around here," and it caught me off guard because I just got out of this meeting and Mr. Juarez proposed some rewards or vouchers for people that follow the law. He said, "Man, I worked almost all my life in San Benito, and over there they have drive-bys and they have shootouts, and we don't have all that noise that these people make." So my question is, when you stop somebody, are you going to follow the regular procedures of turning on your blinking lights or your flashlights and the sirens to make the stop, or is it just going to be like Secret Service, you know, pull the car over? I want to make sure that we get positive feedback instead of negative feedback from what we're going to do. Have we checked all the angles of what we're trying to do? And does it stand up to the criticism of our citizens? Or are we going to become the laughing stock of the valley because of what we're doing? Right now, I went to school in Texas State back in 1980, from 1977 to 1980. And then we asked me, "Where are you from?" "Well, I'm that first town that you hit when you get off the freeway, when you go into the island for spring break. That's where I live." "Oh, man, that place, you got to be careful when you go through there." So this bad rap, we've had it for a long, long time. And I don't know if a few vouchers are going to help any. We're going to help our local citizens that live in the neighborhood who probably follow the law. It's the other people that go through here that don't follow the law. So I just want to be careful. Maybe there's something else that we can use that money for. Maybe use it for the elderly, or maybe start a toy drive or something for the kids. How are we going to explain to the parents, "Hey, don't get all nervous, man. Don't hide the stuff. I'm just pulling you over because I'm going to give you a voucher." I just want to be careful that what we're doing is the right thing, because there's been situations, and I got a few situations where I didn't really like how they handled it. But what do? We follow the law. We say yes, sir. We say no, sir, and then we address the judge when it comes time to address the judge. That is my concern.
That's why we asked the police department to be here to answer any questions about how you're going to stop them, how you're going to approach them, and things like that. So I guess that question falls on you, Chief and Commander.
In the past, when we've done this with the Thanksgiving giveaways, we've gotten positive feedback. Yes, they do get scared when they see the red and blues, because we would approach it as a normal or regular traffic stop where we do turn on our red and blues. Sirens we do not turn on unless they are not stopping, which in this case, we haven't ran into one. I'm not saying that it's not gonna happen, but we haven't ran into it. There is a possibility that that might happen if we were to be out there. The possibilities are always there where the criticisms might show negative instead of positive. But for the main part, when we've done this, all the feedback that we've received, because we put it out on social media, the media gets involved in the past as well, and it's been positive. Now, are there other options besides these? Yes. We're actually preparing about 600 goodie bags that we reach out to our school districts here, Los Fresnos, the elementaries, Lopez Riggins, Los Fresnos Elementary, and Palmer Lasco, where we reach out. And our target this year is 600 students that we're reaching out to give them little goodie bags from the Blue Santa. Now, we did talk about this before coming over here, where there's other options. $5,000 goes a long way. Even if we separate it with $10 gifts, we could reach out at approximately 500 kids or kids from the community where they could actually be invited to the PD, and we'll give them maybe a picture with Blue Santa, and we'll put out the money, and the money could be spent in the community itself, where we're going out there, we're buying the gifts, and we know that the money is going to stay here and be given to the community people. We've also in the past gone with the local churches here where they give us a list, and even with the schools, of the most needy kids, and that's the way we give them the gift. So options are there. This one was presented, so we could run with any of the options that they give us, but this was the one that was placed on the table. We've done it in the past, it's worked, but there are other options as well if we're looking into the possible negative criticism that we might get from the public.
Thank you. Well, go ahead, Chief.
Well, I was just gonna say, that, whatever option that you may decide, we're open to it, and we're just glad to participate.
My idea again was to promote the police department, promote economic development, and the goodwill of the city. I don't disagree with toy giveaways. I don't disagree with turkey giveaways. I've seen toy giveaways. It's sometimes a riot when people hear, oh, they're going to give out toys, and you have the surrounding area, not our local area, surrounding area converge here, and I think you've seen it, so you know what I'm talking about. And we have a riot, basically, people pushing and shoving, little kids getting pushed around because of the fervor over a toy. This is a little more controlled, and I understand the concern about pulling someone over and possibly scaring them. And I understand that, but I think in the end, the positive outweighs very much outweighs the negative in this, and I think it's a good thing for the city. Any further comments, questions, discussions?
So clarify further, you're still gonna pull people over and give them those coupons? That's still the plan, right? Yes.
That's the way it's here, I mean, on the,
It's in the back page of the packet. It calls for a pullover, stop people that are following the law, thank them, and give them a $100 gift card to be utilized at a business in the city. However, it's not mandatory. And also, my option there for either $150 or $100 gift cards. And a short letter from the CDC, maybe a photo op if they're interested. We're not obligating anybody. And then, of course, if they say, well, you know what, my neighbor's really hard up, I'm going to give it to them, that's fine too. There's no obligations either to take a picture or anything like that. It's just an award that's randomly given out by officers. Further questions, comments, discussion?
Yeah, so what do you do if you find somebody that's breaking the law, aside from having made a complete stop? You gotta speak to them. You gotta speak to them at some point at their window. What if they're doing something else that's illegal? What do you do in the event that you pull somebody over and they're doing something illegal, aside from having made a complete stop or following the speed limit?
If you're advising if we make a stop and say they have something in plain view, a violation of the law, what would we do? I mean, we'd probably, first of all, if we're just gonna make a traffic stop, basically, we're not gonna be looking for anything that, where they might be in violation of the law. But there's always that possibility.
Is it be a regular routine traffic stop where you ask for driver's license and then you ask for insurance?
Negative. This would not be what they call, or what we call a routine traffic stop. We're not looking for the violation. We're actually trying to promote a positive, which in this case is give out a certificate, a gift card. So this would not be a routine traffic stop. It would be more than anything making contact with a citizen for doing the right thing. This would not constitute a traffic stop.
Or a person under the influence? Or maybe a person under the age drive?
Possibilities are endless, and we would act appropriately and the way it should be handled. Again, if it's in plain view and we are seeing it there, it changes from a routine citizen contact to an actual traffic stop.
Commander, you've done this before? You've
Yes,
done
sir.
this before, right? And
Yes,
what
sir.
was the, I guess, what was the reception on that, or?
Again, the initial reaction on everybody is they see red and blues and what did I do? What would I do wrong? Once we approach them and we tell them what we're doing, everything changes. It's like, oh, thank you. I knew I was not breaking the law. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. And it's, again, usually what we've seen in the past, positive reception. I have not yet seen a negative reception when it comes to us pulling them over to tell them you're doing a good thing.
I think the law is clear, and I'm speaking as an attorney, that once you make contact with a citizen, you have probable cause. You're making a good faith stop. You're not barred from enforcing the law if you see a law being broken. So that would be the case, correct?
That is correct.
I'll go ahead and make a motion. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the funding for promotional campaign for the police department to promote economic development and good faith within the city of Los Fresnos for the amount of $5,000 for 100 cards. 100 cards of $50 each.
Is there a second?
I'll go ahead and second that.
We have a motion and a second that we approve funding for a promotional campaign for the police department to promote economic development and goodwill in the city of Los Fresnos by using $5,000 of CDC fund to purchase $150 gift cards to be given away by officers to good drivers. Is there any questions, more comments, more discussion? That being the case, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay.
Nay.
It's 3-2, motion carries. Moving on to item number 5, meeting adjourned.